What's up? How's it going, guys? Hopefully very good. I'm also doing very good. But guess we're doing another Kirovets video. And it's been a while. And I think it's been sitting here for a good part of a year, I guess. Quite a long time now. And I've mostly been doing other things. That's why it's been sitting. By the way, that guy has been sitting for a while as well. I may need to move it soon. But that's another story. Today we're gonna focus on that thing. And basically I have some interesting news. I'm not sure how legit it is, if it's ever gonna happen, I mean, but we may actually have some work for that thing. So the story is that my buddy, you know, the guy with the big tractor and stuff, now there's a field nearby that's gonna open up to him, and he's gonna start working that field. It's actually very close, just above the power lines. I mean, beyond the power lines over there. It's maybe like a 5-minute drive. And he offered maybe if we can get this thing back in basic order, like put the gear in, drive forward, press the brake pedal, tractor stops, put the reverse gear, go the other way. You know, the basic stuff. Now, if we can get those things sorted out, then we may have some work on that field with that thing. It's just some basic stuff, you know, scaring the birds or something like that. And previously I had no plans for this thing. I just wanted to fix it up and yeah, see what happens. Now something has happened, so maybe next year we'll be able to use this thing on an actual freaking field. I'm gonna need to haul gas station behind us, but maybe we'll get some work done. Now we've done quite a bit of work on it already so far. I mean, we built that rebuilt that expansion tank. Then we rebuilt that entire yellow box down there. That was a bunch of fun, right? No. Then I think we did a starter rebuild, that guy over there. But you know, other than that, I think we haven't done much. Oh, we did change all the oils and filters and stuff like that, you know, the basic mumbo jumbo. So right now it has, I would say, like 2, maybe even 3 problems remaining. So number 1 would be brakes. They don't work. We're gonna try to sort them out during this video. I'm not sure where we're gonna end, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to sort the brakes out in this video. Now the second issue is the exhaust. It's kind of leaking from everywhere, so it's not like a very important thing to fix, but if you want to get those really nice V8 turbo sounds, then you got to fix the exhaust, right? The third issue though is a bit of a, well, shit. It's a problem with the engine. You know, at the moment I can't keep coolant in the engine, because if the tractor is sitting while the coolant is in the radiator and the block and stuff, then from somewhere that thing is leaking into the crankcase. Now when the engine is running with the coolant through the system, then there appears to be no leak. Only when the thing is sitting for long periods of time. We got about maybe 5 liters of coolant in the crankcase over a period of about 7 or 8 months. So it's not a very serious leak, but a leak nonetheless. Now where that leak is located, who the hell knows? Might be the head gasket. Some of you told me that this thing has wet sleeves, so might be one of those O-rings or gaskets which are associated with wet sleeves. In any case though, fixing that issue requires a tear down of the engine, which I don't really want to do at the moment. Maybe in the future, if I have like a well, something up there to block the stupid rain. Maybe then we can do that there down thing. Right now though, I'm just gonna drain the system if I'm not using the machine, and if I wanna use the machine, then I'm just gonna install that thing there. But if we do manage to fix the brakes plus the exhaust, then I think the next part would be start taking down the ridiculously thin sheet metal piece of garbage which surrounds this tractor. Basically just disassemble fenders, doors, cab, hood, basically everything. Scrap what you need to scrap, fix what you can fix, replace if you can't do any of those first two options, and then just kind of put everything back together, paint and install. And those are my 3 goals at the moment: fix the brakes, fix the exhaust, work on the body. So hopefully we will be able to achieve those goals before next year. That's probably not gonna happen, considering my spaceport is still like half finished, and I have to build stupid firewood shed, pour more concrete pads over there, bunch of concrete nonsense there as well, maybe also additional roof. And don't even get me started on my other projects, which are not associated. I'm sorry, man. It was a misunderstanding. Your chin was in the way. Associated with the spaceport. A lot of work here. But let's get this show on the road. My goal at the moment is to drive that thing onto the concrete pad where I'm gonna start working on it. Easier said than done though, considering the thing does not have any brakes. What? Okay guys, I think I have like a game plan. It's pretty straightforward. No, I mean it, it's very straightforward. You basically go straight over there. Stop somewhere here. Not there. Definitely not there. And then if I manage that, I'm just gonna back my way into the hole. So because I don't have any brakes, I need to put some type of a handbrake in that location. Also in this location, because if I come up here and I can't stop, I'm gonna drive through the sawmill, which is a big no-no as well, by the way. And just in case, if I need to go straighten up the tractor right there, then I'm gonna install some type of a handbrake also in front of the firewood boxes. I should have a couple of giant tractor handbrakes laying around somewhere over here. Hey, look! Just what I need. Either go big or go home, right? I mean, that's what the chick at the 7-Eleven always told me. Either go big or go home. Maybe there was something more to it. Maybe I didn't take the hint. No. Why did I not take the hint? It's obvious. I mean, it's obvious. She obviously wanted some ants in her pants. Right? What a moron. Actually, I don't think I need anything here. Already have the slope, but just in case I'm gonna put something. Before we can do a start attempt, I gotta do a little quick repair job on it. The last time one of these fuel lines, they broke for no reason. See guys? Broke for no reason. Okay, the bump should be pretty much primed. There's a little extra bump in the gap. I'm gonna pump that a bit as well. But I'm not sure how much fuel we got. We'll be able to make this turn. About 80. Mine ära. Got about 80 liters here. And about 40 liters here. Should be more than enough for this little Y turn. Vaatad käiku sees ei ole putsi küll, läheb minema koha pealt, see on vittus omadega. Okay, see on neutraal. Peakang. Jumal kinni kiilunud omadega. Ja seest ära. Oh. Okei. Midagi liigub ikka. Oh. Nice. Nii. Okay guys. I think everything should be in working condition. Yeah. Let's hopefully listen to some music. Yeah, I'm always afraid to start this thing, I don't know. I'm afraid that I can't control the thing and it's gonna explode. I mean, some things on it is gonna explode. What's the word? Superstitious? I think that means something. diesel fuel, by the way, not water. It's like driving a giant Lego. What? Who the hell even designed this thing?
Great success.
Before I go off the journey of my lifetime, I want to see if my little fix that problem. Before I was unable to stop the engine from this button. There was a little glitch there. Maybe it'll work now. I hope so. No, it still doesn't work. Oh, yes! It works. Just gonna put your balls to the walls. Pull it as hard as you can. The guys just kept going. Dude, that was kind of scary, I don't know. Push the pedal down, but the thing just kept rolling. made it. Dude, look at that view. Holy hell. Such a nice view. Actually, I'm gonna let that guy idle for a bit. I wanna change the oil before I start working on the brakes. And the oil pressure at the moment is kinda high. It's almost 4, and it's not going down. So maybe there's a blockage somewhere. I'm gonna change the oil, clean the main filter, and then swap out the centrifugal cleaner. Yeah, guys, you heard me correctly. I have a spare part for that. Look at that. Something exploded. I told you guys. Where is this thing coming from? Look at that. Straight from the freaking exhaust port. Really? That's not good. Right? That is very weird. I thought I noticed something dripping like way over there. And I thought immediately, okay, it's overheated or something like that. And it's blowing out from the radiator gap, but no, it's coming from a very weird location at the moment. Not good. Not sure what that means. Perhaps there's a coolant running behind the bolt hole. There is no bolt in that hole. Does that make sense? It's not hot, it's fairly warm. Yes, I'm aware, you're broken as well. Shut the fuck. Lost quite a bit of coolant. Luckily my super awesome 2 meter thick concrete pad catched it all. About that though, I'm not really sure at the moment. I'm guessing there's a coolant line behind the bolt hole somewhere. I mean, that gap probably has something to do with coolant, right? Also those gaps there, they're probably freeze blocks or something like that. So maybe I just need to put something in the bolt hole and we should be good. But not sure at the moment. Oh, by the way, yeah, a moment of silence. Another one has passed away. So sad. It's okay though, I found another one. Yippee skippy. Oh, by the way, this guy probably saved my life. No joke. I think one of the wheels even climbed over it. It's kind of hanging in the middle there. Maybe the tractor was leaning on top of the log or something, I don't know. And I couldn't figure it out, I guess. Pushing in the pressure release pedal is not gonna stop the tractor. I also need to put it in neutral, apparently. Because that thing doesn't have a clutch on it. It just has some type of a pressure release pedal, which doesn't do much of anything. I just gotta keep that in mind. Push the pedal in, put it in neutral immediately, and then the tractor will stop rolling, hopefully. Yeah, kaks võtsid. Jobu raisk. Feels very good. Very oily. This oil actually doesn't have a lot of hours on it. Maybe like, I don't know, 10, 15, perhaps even 20. That's about it. It doesn't have a lot of hours on it, but look how dark it is. I'm guessing there's a lot of goo inside the engine, and the oil just kind of cleans that stuff out. So I probably need to do quite a few more oil changes before it actually starts to look like oil, not crude oil, right? The amount looks about the same as well. I'm looking about, it's about 30 liters total, same as Joseph. Not a lot, but still quite a bit. $500 liters of waste oil. Not bad. I'm gonna let the guy drain overnight. Probably a good idea, right? Overnight. Looks like about an extra liter of oil. A lot of weird goo in there. Huh. Honestly, I was expecting worse. Filter doesn't look half bad. Mine! Tule midagi paremat ei osanud siin alla panna, täitsa lõppend. Mille peal ma nüüd magan? Ignore that, guys. That was just, you know, bunch of tulips moving in the wind. It looks like my little shoulder fix has held up pretty nicely. But yeah, guys, not half bad, honestly. I was expecting a lot more goo. Yeah, that guy. Oh man, the crack has the crack has stayed the same, but I don't recall that thing being so wide. So maybe it's actually a good idea that I'm replacing it out now before it explodes. Honestly, looks like a little sad face. Actually, I would say it's about the same, the crack. So I got this part, the whole thing, from one of you guys. Yeah, one of you contacted me and offered that piece, the whole thing. He told me that it should be clean already, and it would be a great replacement for my thing. Now the guy who sold me this, they have also a bunch of Kirovetses, and what they do is they remove the Russian-made engine, the Yams 238, and they install something more modern, like a Scania or something like that. The main issue the Russian engine has is lack of power, apparently. It's not up to the task. Although it's a very reliable engine, you know, it's a workhorse. Horsepower wise though, it lacks in power. That's a thing, I guess. And dude, this looks really clean inside. So I don't think I'm gonna even open this thing up. It kind of depends on the weight. This should be pretty much empty, but we can kind of compare the two, I guess. Yeah, they're exactly the same weight. Plus, look at that. Very nice clean oil coming out of this thing. So I don't think I'm gonna open this up. I mean, last time I did open that thing up and it was just completely empty inside. And yeah, they're about the same weight, so I'm not gonna waste time with that. Just gonna throw this thing in there and gonna put this thing in here. Keep it as backup. I wanna check out one more filter before we get down and dirty on the brakes. But actually I need to figure out what's the deal with the little hole over there. Wait a minute. Something's off. This thing is way off balance. Look how it's wobbling. Dude, this thing will definitely explode here, considering how fast the thing spins. Holy hell. Something's off with this thing. Yeah. Now from there it's that, but from there $134.9. So the case is warped, or maybe it's a defect in manufacturing. You know, I don't want to take any risks with this thing. It seemed like it was jumping around pretty heavily there, and yeah, this thing actually spins incredibly fast. So just imagine, like, I don't know, 10,000 RPM, and it's going like that. It might work for a while, but eventually something will give and it might explode, sending chunks of aluminium straight to the engine. I think I'm gonna put this back at the moment. Maybe we'll stumble on another part in the future. Now this is a lot better, like very minimal off center, but that thing was moving like 5 millimeters left right. Ei olegi või? See on ka 19. Võtta küll, ronisin kuradi pilvel õhku ja otsa ja ikka on vale võti käes. Mis asja? See on mingi vahepealne rotne. Võtsin 19. On jah? 22. On see veel väga? Oh, this thing had a vapor filter. I don't even remember that. But I think I installed a new filter here last time I checked it. Probably. Oh man, this is so dark. I'm not sure if I have a spare filter for this. I was sure it's some type of a washable filter. I think I put something universal in it last time. Couldn't find the correct thing if I recall. Well, I know the tractor name, the 150. Looks about the same. Like 2 or 3 millimeters off from the center hole. 94, 100. Actually, both of them will nicely fit there. This one even a bit better because of the smaller hole. Plus, it's not that tall. See, this filter is a bit collapsed because of the spring pressing down on it. So, universal parts, I guess, should work pretty good. Okay. Let's try to figure that bit out now. I think there's like only 2 possible options. Now, option number 1 is that there's a coolant line running in this area and the bolt hole, the exhaust bolt, is the thing that's supposed to seal it off from leaking. Now I checked all all other bolts on the exhaust manifold are nicely in their place. Now there was no bolt here when I bought the machine, but maybe someone put like super glue or GB bolt or I don't know, concrete in there, and it finally exploded. Now if that's the case, then I can try to do the same. Either put a new bolt in there, maybe that will seal it off. If not, then we can also try that concrete nonsense. Now option number 2 kind of makes more sense in my mind. The same story, we got that coolant thing running there, and the bolt goes into the head, but there is like a fine wall in between the two, and maybe a crack has developed in the wall. I'm just gonna go grab my probing device. Maybe we can peek into the hole there and see what's going on. Into the rabbit hole we go. Oh, there's a lot of rust here. I can make this turn. I'm getting stuck here. But I think it's open, you know, or maybe there should be a wall in this area and it's broken. But right now it seems like the actual area is open with the bolt hole. To look at that rust inside the engine, holy hell. It's a lot of, looks like a lot of mineral deposits overall. I think well water was used to cool this engine in the past. It's very rusty inside. Yeah. I think let's just kind of put some type of a bolt there. Yeah, hopefully that will seal the deal. And sadly nothing much I can do about the crustiness inside the water channels. It looks pretty bad in there, isn't it? Last year I did try to... Well, I ran some type of a cleaning agent through the radiator system. A lot of rust and stuff came out of it, but you know, that... Well, what you just witnessed, that rust with the mineral deposits, yeah, I don't think you can really clean that stuff out. Nothing much you can do in that situation. But you know, hopefully that sorts out the leak issue, because I do need to fire this thing up in order to test the brakes if I've managed to figure out what the issue is. You know, talking about the issue, I think the first thing I need to do is replace that broken airline somewhere in this area. There's a massive leak, and then take it from there. I think this the bottom one is a hydraulic line, that's for sure. Then we have the other one. I think it was leaking from somewhere over there. Seems pretty rusty. Look at the frame, guys. The front end of the frame is just so rusty for some reason. Giant chunks of steel. That's like 4 millimeters of rust there. That's insane. I'm not sure why the front end is so rusty. Everything else on the machine looks pretty solid. I guess I guess the front end never got that wonderful oil leak on the frame. I mean, the rest of the machine seems pretty oily. Front end is pretty dry. At the moment though, I'm only gonna tackle issues that are like high priority or something that you need to replace immediately. For example, this is also an airline. It's a hydraulic hose, but it's been converted into an airline system. And the hose looks pretty bad, however, it's not leaking, so I'm not gonna touch it. But in the future, when I'm tearing down the body parts, I'm probably gonna change a lot of these things out anyway. But at the moment, as they're not leaking, I'm not gonna touch them. I'm gonna undo that and then undo that, and maybe I can put something in between instead. Se on päris kinnine. Oh! Holy hell, that thing is stuck. What's up, bro? Leverage 5 million. Something's turning. Something's turning definitely to hell. Tiny little pinhole there. It's an original line though, from the factory, but I think it's pretty much gone. Yeah, I ordered a spare hydraulic hose for the Bobcat, and this appears to be the same size, also pretty good length, 1.5 meters. It's the same thread, everything looks the same. Yeah, look at that, man. Unspent spare parts department. Now I remember there was another very minor leak somewhere. I can't really remember where. I think it was near the compressor tank somewhere. I need to fire up the engine to locate that, but I figured maybe we can service the brakes themselves before we do that. I think you need to grease something somewhere. Somewhere over here. Grease fittings over there, a couple of them. You know, until yesterday I had no idea how even air brakes work, but then I looked at a quick YouTube video and it's actually pretty simple. And we got that compressor thing under the hood, which is run by the engine, so that kind of charges up the compressor tank with compressed air, and once you press the brake pedal it sends compressed air into those boxes, and inside the box there is like a piston or cylinder or something which pushes this rod down, which in turn there's a mechanism inside that tube, I think, and inside that area there are brake shoes or brake pads or something like that, and those are pushed against the wheel drum. Does that sound about right? That's all I can remember, at least from that 2-minute video. But at the moment I don't think I need to do much of anything else here than just put some grease into those bushings. There's 4 of them, one on each wheel. A couple of them are up front as well. Seems pretty easy to access. Now if there are other issues, maybe something's seized up in there, then we need to dive further, but hopefully that's not the case. Maybe the problem was just lack of air. Dude, look at the amount of oil in this area. Wow. I think these bins are self-lubricating at this point. I don't see anything wrong here. Should be good. Man, that self-locking thing is just amazing. That is so good. I think that's about it. I think we just need to fire up the engine and see what's going on. Right? Yeah, I think so. Let's do that. isn't that a bit much? I'm not sure. The oil is cold and it's brand new, so maybe that's normal. But about the brakes, brake pedal there, and air pressure looks to be in the normal range. Now the brake pedal mechanism definitely works, because if I press the brake pedal down, then that happens. So definitely something's working. I can't see though. Are those things moving down there? So I'm gonna put the camera. I'm gonna put the camera down here. At least you guys can see. So apparently they're moving, but very little. I think they should move definitely more. Maybe something's binding inside the drum, or maybe something's stuck in there. I'm not really sure, honestly. Something's leaking. There. I think it's just a bad connection. I don't think the line is broken. Oh yeah, look at that. It's loose. Maybe it's just loose. But other than that, I don't hear any other leak coming from anywhere else. I mean, up front. Oh, wait. Sorry, guys. I mean, up front, everything is quiet. But no, I don't think it's only the issue with the air pressure, because it's getting up to 4. And when I press the brake pedal, then still the things move very little. Now only that one moves quite a bit. The rest are just kind of moving only a little bit. And I'm not really sure which one might be the issue. I'm kind of leaning towards there, that something's stuck in that area. Probably a bunch of frost and stuff there. So I should probably start with that area first. Yeah, fix this stupid thing first though. Look at that. If all problems would be that easy to fix, man. I'm gonna open up these covers, but I'm not sure if it's gonna reveal much of anything. A mate told me that I may need to remove the wheels in order to access the area where the brake drums are. Now that would be a really sucky situation, because I don't really want to remove the wheels. I'm just quickly gonna take a peek what's behind this plate. Oh, by the way, there's an extra grease nipple there as well. Plus we got some barbed wire there. I mean, always need that, right? Dude, the entire thing is just filled with poo. Look at that. What even is that? I think that's rat shit. Look at that. The brake disc has enormous material remaining though. That's like 15 millimeters at least. So that's not the problem. But I don't think I can really do much here other than try to clean that poo out. There's a lot of it though. How did mice even get in there? Scratch that. What a stupid question. What treasure we have there? This just keeps getting better, man. I think I've pressure washed this machine at least 7 times. But it feels like it's dirtier every time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure no pressure washer will be able to go through that. Maybe if your pressure washer was powered by a 400 power hydraulic pump, maybe then. Now I'm not sure if cleaning that crap out of there is gonna help, but at least it's a start. No, it just gets better and better. It's completely back now. This is poo, right? No, I'm pretty sure this is poo. Or maybe it's some... might be that stuff, you know, they spray on the fields to make stuff grow faster. Manure, maybe. But you know, I think I can pressure wash this area out. And it should definitely do something useful, right? If not, then at least this area is clean. Yeah, so this yellow rod, this rod thing will turn once I press the brake pedal, and then it will force both the brake pads against the drum. Well, there's like a S-shaped steel block there. If you turn it, then it will force the pads out. Not sure how I'm gonna picture it for you guys, but I'm sure most of you understand what I'm trying to say. But you know, I'm gonna open up the remaining three as well. I'm guessing the situation is pretty similar in those. The rear ones look a lot cleaner, not sure why. At least the outside does. Maybe the inside is still gummed up. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm gonna start breaking bolts in the rear end a lot more, considering how dry that area is. I mean, this area is pretty oily overall, so that will definitely aid me undoing bolts and nuts and stuff. Hey, look. Definitely less scrap than up front, but I did notice some a little mechanical failure on this side. And that spring over there, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to wobble around like it is. I think one end is just broken, and pretty sure you can't fix this through this little gap. So yeah, this wheel definitely needs to come off, but I'm not really sure at the moment if I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna undo the last wheel as well, then we can figure out the next step. Okay, I'm gonna fire up the machine. I wanna see what each pad is doing individually, so I'm gonna check every wheel. You know, honestly, I didn't see any bad movement. The shaft did turn more up front than in the rear. Actually, in the rear, it barely turns anything. But the pads themselves, I did not see them moving. But you know, the screen on this camera is very small, so maybe I just couldn't see it. I still have a little bit of air left in the system. Gonna pump it until it's empty, basically. Put the camera a bit closer. Oh, it is moving. Actually, I think this wheel is working pretty good. Can't say the same for the remaining 3, but the bats are moving against the drum nicely. But I'm not sure how much pressure they're applying, you know, maybe it's just kind of touching and not really breaking that hard. But next up, let's open up one of these things and start off from the rear end first, because these things did not move. Well, they do move a little bit, but basically like this much, very little. Currently though, I have no idea how to properly open them, so I'm gonna go watch a quick video, then we should be an expert. Actually guys, I got a pretty cool new idea. I'm gonna remove the pin on all 4, and then I'm gonna try to manually move the shaft, see how that moves. Plus, I can start up the tractor again and see how this thing moves without that thing. Now, if it still doesn't move, then the problem is there. But if this moves nicely, then I think the problem is still there. But it's just all kind of depends. And I think I can confirm all of this if I just remove the pins. Yeah, that thing is not coming out. Guys. Look at that. What the f? That's never happened to me before. Look at that. Holy hell. Is that normal? I mean, that's soft steel, right? It shouldn't break like that. Holy hell. And I was bracing these tools. What? Complete Chinese here. Craft Vella. More like craft shit. Dude, now this is a proper plier. It even says on the thing, quality guaranteed. And I believe it. Wow. Interesting. Basically it's moving so much, but it's not doing anything there. Or was it supposed to pull it up? And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to push it down, right? I think this is on the wrong spot, guys, because the S-shaped steel piece is coming into the contact with the plate on this location. It's like installed incorrectly, I think. See, right now there's nothing, and the thing is where it was. So if I push it down, that thing will come in contact with the other thing in this location. So basically this arm, I think, should be here. This seems to be incorrect. I'm not 100% sure, but it just kind of makes sense. If you keep pushing it further, then it should push the brake pads down as well. And this thing though, I don't know. We'll see later. The same thing. The same situation here, but not so much. At least here they nicely actually push the pad down, see? I'm gonna go check the front ones as well, see if those are any different. Yeah, much different, look at that. This thing doesn't go any further down. This guy seems pretty stuck. That seems to be moving pretty good. I'm not sure how much it needs to be adjusted though. I'm guessing it's correct right now, but you know, if I move it a little bit further down, maybe that's fine as well. Or maybe it's gonna drag. I'm not really sure. Okay guys, so I went through the book a bit. I was hoping to find some numbers on brake adjustments. And sadly not much here. The only numbers I got was 30 to 45 millimeters, the movement of the rod. Now that's the push rod which pushes the brakes on. So 30 to 45 millimeters. I think the one which works pretty good. The others not so much. But honestly, I was kind of looking for the other number. What the gap needs to be between the asbestos brake pad and the Dremel. But it just doesn't say. Only that there should be no contact in between the two. That's all it says, sadly. So I'm gonna try to adjust it as close as I can, but make sure it's not touching it. This is the amount of replay, basically it's not doing anything, and it was there before, so I can adjust it there. Okay. Now I think this is the only brake that works on the machine right now, and it should be adjusted accordingly now. And for the other things, I think there's something wrong. And last year I did notice that the tractor was kinda braking, but it was very poor. So I'm assuming this brake, this side, this wheel, was the only wheel that was actually doing some braking. Hopefully it's a lot better now, but I'm not really sure. But anyway guys, we might have possibly do working brakes now. Maybe. These things should move about 45 millimeters, so this much. And this feels pretty busted. I don't think this will move at all. It doesn't even go in. It's actually supposed to go in like that. Maybe I fixed it. Okay, so they're both moving down, kind of getting stuck going back up into their home position. But it's very good that they're moving down about this much, which is said in the book. Okay guys, so before I deal with those things up there, I'm gonna try to adjust these two, the rear ones, into the right position. Currently they're clearly wrong. I mean, even if this thing pushes down like 10-15 centimeters, it will do nothing. So according to the book, there should be like there should be some type of a cork here. Ah, look at that. Today I'm gonna need some TNT to open that. But basically just undo that cork. There's a spring behind it with a ball. Now if you remove those, then you should be able to pull this pin out. And then you should be able to turn this thing on the shaft, I think. I don't think this is happening. Huh. Okay, that's very interesting. There's a ball in there. It's stuck in some type of a hole. Maybe if I turn that, then it's gonna go. Oh, it's turning. Look at that. Holy hell. Oh my. Technology. Look at that, guys. I had no idea it worked like this. I thought you need to do some elbow greasing. This is much better. Soviet engineering at its finest. There's something screwed on the other side though. I'm not sure what's going on there. Stop doing that! Me. Yeah, that's not much better. Sorry guys. I wonder why it's so out of sync though. Kind of weird. I think someone has successfully done some BS on this side. Yeah, for some reason that part which turned the mechanism is pulled out. Maybe we can hammer it back in if the spring and the ball is still in there. The spring is still there. Yeah, the ball is still there as well. Yes. It's working. Very good. Technically, I think we should try to do like a brake test after this setup. Because I'm pretty sure at least one brake works. So we should have some braking, right? But I'm still pretty sure also that the three of them don't have enough pushing force. But who knows? Maybe maybe everything works. Who knows? Okay, let's try to do like a little test. Actually, I'm thinking 2 tests. The first one will be a bit safer. So I'm gonna drive down the ramp, and when I get to the bottom, like the rear wheels are somewhere over there. And I still have a little bit of grade here. So at this point, I'm gonna push the brake pedal down, the pressure release pedal down, plus put it in neutral. And if I stop from rolling, then we can do test number 2. So test number 2 is about the same, but instead of stopping there, I'm gonna stop there where the front wheels are over there. So this will give me like a really great downwards angle or grade. And if I can also stop there without rolling any further, then I guess we can go do like a little drive and do a bunch of braking somewhere over there. Personally though, I think 3 of the brakes, well, they're all kind of moving, but 3 of them are just too weak. They're not pushing the brake pads down hard enough. And maybe like one wheel, that wheel will be doing most of the braking action. So that's not really ideal as well. I definitely want to get all wheels braking equally. Oh man, lift the thing up, you moron, you're scratching up your concrete. But anyway guys, yeah, the brakes seem to brake, but they're incredibly weak. It takes a while for this thing to stop. It should actually stop like hitting a wall basically. At this point though, I think the only thing we can do is try to service those things, because I'm pretty sure I did everything else to it and everything else seems to function so far, apart from that broken spring on that side. But everything else should be good. Even with 3 brakes, this should brake a lot better. that can be good. I think I need to check the airlines as well. Make sure there's no water in it. And also the air compressor tanks. What is that? I don't know, it looks like it's missing something. Yeah, the other side seems to have the thing. But dude, look how thin that thing is. Holy hell. Holy hell, that's like maybe this much. So this has been going on for years, maybe even decades. This has not been fixed. Holy hell, that thing has really worn down. That's just insane. Lack of maintenance. That's just insane. No water here, but there's like a bunch of sand in there. I think that's also not good. But then again, I'm no expert. Right? Let's see if anything comes out of these two. It definitely had some air coming out of this one, but I did not notice anything coming from this one. Huh. Okay, that works. Water in one line, sand in the other line. This one must have gold, right? It's the next logical step. Bloody hell. Empty. Ai valele poole jälle keerad. Kurat, türa, nüüd sa keerad nii kinni vittu peale. Putsi aru ei saa, keera vasakule lahti. Miks sa segaduses kogu aeg oled? Hey, what? No man, bunch of flowers, remember? Nothing important. No gold? No gold. Okay, so this thing has 1, 2 and 3 air tanks that I have been able to locate so far. Yeah, maybe there's more somewhere, perhaps in the fuel tank, who knows. But I'm gonna try to vent these 3 at the moment and see if we get any water out of them. Water. Maybe I can scoop it up and put it in the radiator. That should be soft as well, right? Dude, I think this thing is just clogged. Pretty badly even. There is still dew bar in the system, so... Holy kabuki, man! That scared me. That really scared me. And I'm covered in rusty oil now. Very good. Look at me, man. Dude, check that crap out. Let's just put these gloves on today. Oh man. Just did sauna also. Well, at least we got the water out pretty fast. I'm guessing the other tanks have about the same. Maybe like halfway. Tanks are filled halfway with water. That's just insane. Honestly, I'm not really surprised at this point. The lack of maintenance on this thing has been extreme. I mean, I'm surprised the engine is still running so good. Turn you guys towards the nozzle. Well, there's no pressure left in the system anymore. There's no fun in there. Peter Rust. Not my carpet, man. Oil? What? Is there an oiler on this tractor for the air system? Interesting. Good thing I moved the carpet in time. No stain. You know, honestly, they should put like an extra tank under the seat. So in an emergency situation, you just kind of pull the plug. I think that would be a really good idea. And the third one is a bit tricky to access, plus it's on its side. Oh joy! Gotta turn that thing out as well. Everything's clogged. Dude, I don't even know which way I need to turn that. How is it connected? Oh, it's connected like that. What? How I'm gonna clear the wall, man? Dude! Stupid tank has been installed with that thing here. And I can't undo that unless I undo the tank. No, it just keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. I'm not sure if you can see this, but look at that. It's pointing in the wrong direction, right? Vittu, paneb põlema selle traktori. See põleb päris hästi, siin on palju õli. Even if I remove these straps, I don't think this tank is gonna move. There's like giant hydraulic pipes right on top of it. You know, guys, what's really interesting? Consider the amount of water in there. I mean, that doesn't occur overnight, right? It's probably like a decade, maybe even more. But the water has stayed there during the winter time as well. So why are these tanks not broken? Don't quite get that. No, I don't really quite get that. Hola. Are you that guy from YouTube? No. He's the guy next door. I'm a nobody.
Hola.
Hello.
I have something very, very special. It's very, very, very special.
Võttis jah kusele raisk.
Pitvakar.
Miks sa vihma kaasa tõid?
Ma ei tea. Nägin ja...
Nägid ja tõid?
Ega sa targemaks ei ole saanud, et kas sul mingi inspektsiooniluuki on?
Mille kohta? Piduritele? Aga pidurid töötavad?
Kõik töötavad nüüd või?
Ta pidurdab, aga ta on kuidagi nõrgalt pidurdab. Nagu need vardad ei jõua suruda piisavalt kõvasti. Ei, ma regullisin neile kõik peale ära.
Ma ei usu.
Jaa. Tagumised olid nii väljas omadega, et põhimõtteliselt ei surunud mitte midagi. See on nii huvitav tehnoloogia.
On jah?
Ma ei tunti palju. Nagu mingit varandust täis.
Sounds so bad.
Väga töötab. Oh. Palju tal jõudu on, seda ma ei tea. Välja läheb, siis see tuleb. Kuskilt nagu seest ei leki läbi. Et noh, ma ei teagi.
Kui vesi juba sees niimoodi on, siis see ei ole väga hea.
Jah.
Vaata, seal peaks olema mingi kotttembraan ja vedu. Ja kui ta niimoodi on vett seal sees olnud, siis väga vabalt võib ka olla see, et ta kui huvitavalt töötas praegu.
On sealt plekid või?
Tükk lendas.
Eespoolt ei tekkinud. Okay, so I'm gonna go throw these things back. They seem to function now. At least I don't have to remove them in the future anymore when I wanna drain water out of the tanks. But about this thing, it seems to like, well, there was a lot of water in it, as you saw. But it does function. It goes out, it goes back in. Although it kind of gets stuck somewhere. But it still seems to function overall. I don't know how much force that piston does have. when it's pushing down the brakes. And now I think this thing usually is not serviceable, and you're just gonna buy a new thing. It's like brake pads, I'm assuming. You know, the many years of water being in the thing probably has not done it any favors. That's for sure. And I think I should just try to find a replacement for it. Out of curiosity, though, I would like to open one up, at least one. But you know, this thing, you know, it's held down by this strap. If you remove that, then the two parts will probably explode away from each other because there's a spring inside here, and it's most likely under a lot of tension. And this thing kind of gets stuck. Yeah, it doesn't want to go back inside. Although the spring is trying to pull it in, but it's kind of crooked, it's not straight. Now, I'm gonna go grab the other one, the one which works pretty good. The one on the front right side. I think then we can compare the two. I would say this works about the same. Late night party. Now it's vomiting. I'm gonna go grab the other two as well. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, look at that. This one is busted. I'm guessing the diaphragm is broken. Rubber diaphragm in this thing, and I'm guessing that has a tear in it because it's leaking out from the other end. Yeah. Now this would be a very good candidate to open up, you know. But I don't think I want to do that. Even Mr. Google says, never attempt to disassemble the spring brake chamber, as a serious personal injury could result from accidental sudden release of the high energy spring. So yeah, there's a high energy spring in each of one of these. I think that's the one which pulls the thing back inside. I'm kind of curious to find out, but I don't think it's worth the risk. Now, usually they don't really rebuild these things, they just kind of buy new. Although I'm not sure if I'm able to find the exact thing, you know. It's possible that maybe I can put something else there. I mean, it's a pretty universal thing overall. It's just gotta make sure that the both holes match up nicely. I think that's not that big of a deal. But you know, currently 3 of them seem to function, you know. This is not leaking. It's pushing the rod out nicely. The rod is coming back inside nicely as well. Same deal with this. Now this one is a bit stuck. No, I mean, it kind of gets stuck when going back in. Something's probably misaligned. So I would say that 3 of them are sort of okay. One of them is clearly busted. Not sure what should I do at the moment. Now I could put it there. Hold it down with the press and then undo the zip tie. But the membrane is broken, clearly, so I don't have a replacement for that anyway. And probably getting parts for this thing is not gonna happen. So I think I'm just gonna try to find a replacement part. All 4. Although 3 of them seem to work at the moment. Well, 2.5. But it would be great if I had all 4 new. I'm gonna look around, maybe I can find something. But now in the meantime, maybe we can try to figure out the situation with the parking brake. It would be fantastic if I could get that to work as well. Okay, so the Soviet Bible, I was kind of looking for the parking brake info. But for some reason it's completely different. Here, okay, so parking brake right there. In the Bible, the parking brake looks like this. It's a spring operated or belt operated parking brake. But on my machine it's completely different. It's not this thing. You guys see a belt somewhere? No. This is a standard rotor brake. We got the disc and there's a couple of brake pads in that thing. And the way it's being operated is also very simple. There's a lever in the cab, you pull that and this ball goes that way, and that will force the brakes. I'm just gonna remove it for a moment. That will force the brakes against the disc like that. But I think because the discs are so extremely worn down, it's not really doing anything useful at this point. Now I'm not sure if that's some type of a standard disc material there or some type of a special piece of crap again. But I'm thinking maybe I should take the whole thing off its mounts, and maybe I can assess the situation a bit better on the welding table inside. Now ideally I think you can even adjust the pads on more, but it's just so annoying to do it here. Plus I don't even know how this adjustment setup works because there's no information on it about in the book. I mean, it's a completely different setup. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is standard or maybe the one in the book is special. But looks like it's being held down by 2 nuts over there. Maybe I can just kind of easily remove it and then those as well. Siin on 2 bolti, noh. Of course you have to remove the bracket as well. Probably another one of those drunken shift changes. Lõpuks ometi. Treasure. Min. Okay, this thing cleaned up pretty good. I think the adjusting bolts are those two. Maybe also that one. Guess we'll find out in a second. Could have easily done this on the machine, right? I think with this you can kind of adjust the angle of attack, which way the pad is coming in contact with the disc. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna adjust it here because I don't know how to adjust it here. This is better to be done on the machine. But you know, I would definitely like to have some type of new brake pads for this thing. We still have a bit of life left there, I would say. And if we can't find a new bear, then I think I'm just gonna try to reuse these or keep using these. But you know, I'm gonna definitely look around. Maybe I can find something. I wonder how they're even installed here. Are they just gonna glue it down? You know, it's possible that you change this whole thing out, just like on car brake pads, right? But getting this part, it might be a bit troublesome because I don't think that's even the original thing for the Kirovets. that this may be something else completely. Wonder if I can find like a part number or something. Yeah, no part number, but I'm fairly certain that these two parts are made out of asbestos. I mean, that's how the pad is glued to the steel plate. There are a couple of holes here, and I'm guessing it's also asbestos, at least. Looks like it, I don't know. But yeah, I don't see any part number on the thing, so tracking this replacement part out might be a bit problematic. But yeah, I'm gonna try though. Maybe I can find it. Pretty sure you can't put anything generic in there. However, before new parts magically appear, there is one more thing I can do. Okay, so I figured I can put those things back. You know, the main brake disc covers. But before I do that, I figured maybe I can service them a bit. You know, they're pretty rusty, honestly, and I figured maybe clean them up, put some new paint on them. Can't hurt, right? Yeah. Now I figured, well, I figured I'm wet anyway, so might as well. washer go there? Oh, hi! So how was your day, honey? My day was fantastic. And we got a bit of that rain, and I decided to go plant some, grass seed and stuff. Dude, look at that crap. Holy hell. But it still looks about the same. Like I did almost nothing. Although there is so much mud on the floor. Wow. But still, man, look at that. Yeah, what I really need here is a hot water pressure washer. But I'm kind of debating if I should buy one or rent one. I'm not really sure at the moment. Maybe I'm gonna buy one. Man, it's a really great little washer. I really like it. I would definitely recommend this model. It has plenty of power. Even to wash crap like that. Plus it's affordable. Only like 400 euros or something like that. That's pretty cheap for a gasoline powered pressure washer. Oh, by the way, I really like this concrete pad. You remember last year when I was basically working in dirt? This is so much better. But guys, there is something that could be even better than this. Now, I've talked about this before, but a freaking giant grease pit. Dude, that would be so awesome and so useful at the same time. You know, when I'm washing underneath the machine, I can't really point that long nozzle into some specific spots. There's not a lot of room down there, although it seems like a pretty huge on the garage. But still, there is not enough room to maneuver around there. And Joseph over there is a lot worse. The ground clearance on that thing is just so bad. But basically like Kirovets, but 2 times less. So you can even barely just lay on your back while being under the machine without hitting your head against any steel parts. And actually, I do have a little plan to maybe do that grease pit build one day. I'm gonna build it somewhere in the spaceport, but currently I'm not really sure where. The one possible option would be next to the tractor shed over there. Now I was planning to do a concrete floor here anyway, so maybe we'll do that pit build into the location as well. But I'm not really sure about that. What do you guys think about that idea? I think it's pretty cool. Would be pretty useful, especially cleaning and working under those 2 guys. But guys, Now currently I don't have any means to continue this video at the moment. I have to wait, maybe even several weeks. Now about the spare parts for the brakes, I did ask around several different places actually, and there is hope. There is hope that I might get something. Nothing original, but like aftermarket stuff. I'm talking about the brake chambers. I haven't been able to locate the brake pads for the handbrake yet. Everyone are telling me no so far. But I'm not gonna give up just yet. So I'm gonna put this video on a little pause until I get some spare parts, and actually I'm gonna go start off the firewood shed build. Somewhere over there. Yeah, it looks like something's going on over there. Extremely irrelevant though. This is much more important. Yes, the carpet is dry, guys. Very good. And also that, guys, we need to get it running again. You know, I'm on a mission. I teamed up with you know, those oil protester dudes. Now I want to help them out, and I have a very good idea. So I'm gonna exhaust all the diesel in the world with that thing. What could possibly go wrong, guys? I mean, if there's no more diesel, then there's no more pollution and no more protests stopping people at the road. None of that BS anymore. I might need some help though, you know, buying all the diesel in the world. That may be a bit problematic, but I'm sure we'll do it. But anyway, let's assess the situation. I mean, why use muscles when you have electricity? Look at that, guys. It's the thing. Okay, so here's the situation. Getting the original part is just not gonna happen, man. I did look around, but you know, even getting this was kind of troublesome. Only like 1 or 2 stores sold them, and they only had, I think, like 2 at stock. Well, one at stock at each store. So currently I'm not sure if it's gonna fit though. All the measurements are the same, so technically it's gonna fit. I mean, that's 12 exactly. Also 12, so the bolt holes match up nicely. The size of the bolts are the same. This rod though is, I think, thicker. Slightly thicker, yeah. But that's not really an issue. We can do something about that. But yeah, getting the original part is just not gonna happen, at least in Estonia. Maybe if you're in Russia, then you can get it. Not here though. Now they told me they can order more of these. They can get them from Lithuania, and it will take a bit of time, about a week, for the order to arrive. The price of these things in Estonia is about 50 bucks per item. Yeah, but surprisingly, in Lithuania, you can get them for about 25. I guess transport is a thing. So at the moment, I only ordered 1 of them. I just want to test it out if it's gonna work or not. Technically, it should. I mean, it's not really rocket science. You're just gonna put air in the thing and it should push the brakes on. Right? Maybe it's not as powerful as this thing because no, it's not as big. The original one is slightly bigger. But I think that doesn't really matter.
even if it breaks decently, I mean, it doesn't need to like block the wheels or anything like that. Even if it breaks pretty well, then I'm okay with it. About the parking brake though, now everywhere I looked, nobody had them. Except this one dude. He told me that he ordered some, about 12 of them, but he ordered them last year in September, so they haven't arrived yet. Now that's because he ordered them from Russia, but you can't directly get stuff from there at the moment. You have to order through multiple different countries. So I think they're somewhere in Turkey right now. Not really sure. But I'm gonna call him up in about a month. Maybe his order has arrived then. But right now, these things are gonna go back inside. I think once I adjust them nicely up, then they should also work pretty good. Because there's plenty of material left on the pad itself. I mean, what is that, like 9 millimeters? That should be plenty. I mean, it's only a parking brake, right? You're not gonna pull it during driving with the gear in, right? I mean, the worst thing that can happen, you just gonna forget the brake on and then just go for a joyride. By the way, guys, it kind of clicked to me a bit later. I don't know why I did not realize this before, but you know, one of the chambers was bad, but all the chambers are connected to the same air system. And if I press the brake pedal down, and if one chamber is leaking, then the other chambers, they won't reach optimal pressure. Correct? Because as I press the brake pedal down, all the air just kind of rushed out of the system through the broken chamber. And the 3 other chambers were just unable to get enough air to operate properly. It kind of makes sense, right? Totally. Now I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. Luckily though, there is an upside to this. You know, once I realized that little issue, I figured maybe there are more leaks somewhere. Now I patched up all the leaks from the compressor to the air tanks. So when the engine is running and I'm not pressing the brake pedal, there are no leaks, at least that I know of. But dude, once I press the brake pedal, the air goes to a different system. So maybe that system also has some leaks somewhere. I think the only way I can actually test this out if I connect all the brake chambers back, fire up the machine, shut the engine off, so I can hear leaks once I press the brake pedal down. I think this was the broken one. Oh no. It's the good one. Why did it come up for a second there? Not good. I was kind of hoping that this thing will go there. No, it goes that way. Maybe. I think I don't have a solution for this at the moment. But let's make one. Look at that. And pants fitting. Wow. It moves about the same speed. Yeah, I think this will work. And I'm gonna give a quick bath to the original ones. Oh, they've been working for so long and they still seem to function. I think that deserves some respect. I can't really go wrong with black, right? I mean, you can even paint dirt with this stuff and it will look magnificent. I mean, look at that. Dirt. Magnificent. I think that should be enough. Guys, I'm thinking that this is also our airline. It's kind of suspiciously close to the parking brake. Maybe it has something to do with that unit. Don't you think? But not sure. Maybe this is some type of oil sensor line. You can't trace it as well because. Wait a minute. I think I found it. It's moving. Is that the thing? It's moving. Oh yeah. Goes nowhere. Not sure where it's from though. But yeah, we can ignore that for now. But anyway, let's go try to put that parking brake back together. I mean, it's been several days, so I can't remember anything anymore. Okay. I gotta make sure I don't break the spring because, dude, then I'm literally screwed. Oh. What? It's Soviet spring. Mis asja siin toimub? Maybe that's important too. Yeah, I have a strange feeling this is going to be really annoying to install back. And the clearances there were... Well, I had to use a pry bar to get it off. Yeah, I think you need to install it as a single piece. The disc will just kind of get in the way, you can't install it without the bracket. Dude, I should have installed the thing first. Now that block is in my way a bit. Never can really think ahead, can we now? mitte munnigi ei näe, see kuradi plokk on ees mul täpselt. Sita peal. Too many damn flowers, man. It's starting to piss me off. It's almost like cheese. It's exactly like cheese. Oh, it doesn't taste so good. Now we just have to adjust it. I think first things first, this ball, it's not correct. I think I need to adjust this thing first, I think. I think that's the neutral position, and when you pull the lever in the cab, then it pulls that area between the rollers. And it's not coming out anymore. I think maybe I can adjust it from there. I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, it has to be the case, right? This can't be the start of this bulb. It can't be neutral because there's no room to actually engage the brake. It has to be that area. That makes a lot more sense. That's the neutral. No, that doesn't really do anything. Maybe inside the cab. Just gonna undo that a bit. Should do the trick. Kuradi ühe käega teha, jumal võimalik. Oh, nüüd läks vist. I think the problem is in the spring, it's just not springing enough. It's trying to push it back, but it's just maybe put some washers there to make it spring a bit more.
Okay, so in order to either change the spring or add some washers to make it a bit more effective, I need to remove this end, but I have no idea how it's even connected up. It seems like a press or something soldered on top of the wire.
I have no idea. I'm supposed to extract this part from the cable. It looks like it's pressed in there, or the cable end has been pressed with something, and then it's kind of totally jammed in there at the moment. It doesn't even move. But there is no other way to get a washer over it, because the other end is the same basically, well, minus the spring. But clearly the spring is at fault, because it's not really doing much of anything. It's kind of pushing back, but not clearly enough. Yeah, it's a press fitting. We got the wire in the center, and then I think there's like a lead washer which has been pressed around the wire. There's no way I'm extracting that without breaking it. I wonder how thick the wire is. Maybe we can cheat. I think that's like 2 millimeters.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. That's exactly what I needed right now.
Vale pidi. Putsi küll, jumala jobune. Ütlesin sulle, pane teistpidi. Oi, ikka paned vale pidi. Look at that, guys. My invention. I call it Spring Me Up, Scotty. Probably doesn't work though. Maybe it does something. Woo! Man! That actually worked. Look at that. pick me up. Spring me up, Scotty. I will trademark that. kuradi vesi noh. Mis tahad, mine minema.
You know, it feels like I wet my pants. They're completely solid. I mean wet. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try to adjust the brakes. It's pretty straightforward overall. Just make sure it's pretty flat with the thing. And the minimal gap. Oh, dude. Getting these views for you guys is not easy. I'm sure someone can relate. I think that's pretty okay. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Guys, it's kind of early to celebrate, but I think the Kirovets has a working parking brake at the moment. We'll test it out later. By the way, the parking brake is also connected up to the main brakes in some form. I'm not really sure what the purpose is. Maybe if you put the parking brake on and then whatever air is left in the system is also applied to the main brakes. But I don't think that thing works. I mean, I can quickly show you. It's up there somewhere. Mean. Adult diapers don't work, guys. I still pee my pants. So that thing is part of the main brakes, the air brakes. It looks like that. But once I pull the handbrake lever on, it also turns a lever inside the air brake housing. So I'm not really sure what that is for, but probably has something to do with brakes. That's as close as I can go. But I don't think it works. Maybe it works. Maybe now it works. Guys, I think that's about it at the moment. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, I never adjusted the main brakes properly. So I'm gonna do like a quick guide how to do it. Just keep in mind though, I don't know if it's correct. It just kind of makes sense. Okay, so ignore everything I said previously because that was not just wrong. It was also super wrong. Now at the moment, we basically have no play. And now according to the book, we need to have 35, well, between 35 and 40 millimeters of play, free movement, that is, in the chamber. So currently we have nothing, and as we press the brake pedal down, it immediately locks the brakes up, which is not ideal. So I'm gonna undo that cork thing like I did before. But I'm not gonna completely take it out, I'm just gonna leave it there. You just need to take the tension of the spring and then turn the adjuster the other way. We should already have some free play. Yeah, look at that. But need more. Okay, that seems about right. Oh, by the way, I have no idea where you're supposed to measure it. I guess this works as well. Oh, look at that, 37 millimeters. So I'm gonna leave it at this because it's within the spec range. Now just close that cork up again. This will lock it in position per se. And that's it. Pretty easy to adjust the brakes on this thing actually. I thought you need to adjust that, but apparently you can do it from there as well. However, for some reason the book says to adjust it from there. So maybe everything I just did was wrong. But I think that should work. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna fire up the machine. We need to figure out if there are leaks beyond the main air system. And if there are not, then we can do another brake test. Look at that. What a sniper I am. Ja nüüd on nägu mingit õlist vett täis. Good job. Whistle is just insanely loud. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this at the moment. It's already showing like 9 bars of pressure. Or maybe those are not bars. Cubic centimeters. Maybe that's something else. I don't know. If you ask me though, that seems a bit high. Yeah, I can hear something sizzling, but it's so minimal. What about after I press the brake pedal though? Yeah, there's a definite leak somewhere. It's not supposed to lose so much air, right? Once you press the brake pedal down. Let me look at that. I think I need 2 people for this. One to press the brake pedal down and the other to identify where it's coming from. It's kind of hard to do this alone, I don't know.
maybe throw a bunch of snowflakes into the air and then press the brake pedal. That would work. It feels like it's coming from that chamber, but pretty sure I bolted everything down. Maybe that will show us something. I think that connection is screwed. I got a feeling the connection is kind of screwed at this point. Wants to go in crooked. So if it wasn't broken before, I screwed it up at some point. Maybe that little white tape will save the day. Okay, that did the trick, but now it's the leak from the other side. I think it's the same spot. Look at that, guys. No more leaks. The way it's supposed to work. Maybe the spring is worn down on that one. Not capable of pulling it back. Wonder what the front ones are doing. Oh guys, look at that. What a giant frog. I found a really nice place to hide. Come on, froggy. I don't want to drive over you. And these guys are usually pretty friendly, not unlike the other dudes who just kind of run away immediately. Wanna say hi to the world? Come on, man, that is not very respectful. Come on, dude. You don't want to go? You want to stay with me? Really? No, I don't have time to deal with your problems. No, I have too many of my own problems. Go. You're free. Drink bunch of vodka. everything else seems to work pretty good. Except for that one chamber. It's not going back in. But it's not a problem as well because it's not leaving the brakes on. The brakes still come off. It's just not going all the way in. But guys, yeah, I can smell a little air leak from somewhere.
That smells good. Shampoo, heads and shoulders. I didn't see the leak though. Feels like it's coming from this side. Yeah, I can literally hear it from here, but I don't see any bubbles. Stay.
Oh, there you are. What a sneaky bastard, man. It's the main airline for the brake system, I think. What leak, man? Нет проблема. Normal catastrophe. But anyway, guys, before we go on a little joyride, I want to test the brakes out. Gonna do the same test, but a bit more aggressive this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop just before the grade starts, and then I'm gonna let it roll for a bit, and then I'm gonna press the brakes hard. Maybe we can get the wheels to lock up. How cool would that be? Dude, I literally have no brakes. I have no idea what's going on. Well, apart from the parking brake, that seems to work pretty good. It's the only thing that's stopping the machine. Maybe I need to adjust those brakes on a bit more. At the moment, they're not really stopping the machine at all. Maybe like a little bit, but to be honest, I even had better stopping power with all the leaks. I'm gonna adjust the brakes a bit more, maybe it will work then. gonna try to adjust a bit more. Maybe I can get it a bit better. Okay guys, I did a bit of that adjusty. Maybe it will work better now. I think the thing has like a priming problem. If it's sitting for a bit of time, then the fuel system loses its prime to some degree, because it kind of stutters a bit, but then it picks up fuel, I guess. It brakes pretty good actually. I think it's as best as I can get it. So while braking though, I realized that there is actually insane amount of play in those joints. Holy hell, the entire tractor is like moving. Well, I'm gonna show you. The entire tractor is moving like that. Feels like it wants to break in now. I'm gonna put the camera somewhere here so you can also see. Those joints. I can't really tell from the video. There's definite movement there, but you know, through the stupid camera I can't really tell at the moment. Frame lubrication, guys, so you don't need to grease the pins. They just they're covered in oil anyway. That's by design. I can't even tell where the leak is coming from, whatever. But the brakes, guys. stopped right on the money. That's a very good braking force. Yes, now we can go pick up milk. I wonder what about the parking brake there. I adjusted that as well, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith for that. It's holding. The brakes are working on the thing. Wow, both of them. What the hell? How is that possible? Look where we are sitting at the moment. On the grade. And I have the parking brake on. What the hell? Such a colossal moment, man. It only took me 4 hours to achieve. How is that even possible? It makes no sense. Man. Guys, I think I don't know if it's worth it, but maybe we should go do that little joyride. I mean, I'm gonna call Steve, and you know, it's a bit more fun with 2 people. You know, if we roll over and die at the same time, then 2 is better than 1, right? Yeah, makes sense, bro. Oh, by the way, before I go on that adventure, I'm gonna quickly explain what I did wrong in the chassis department. Okay, so before I was checking the blade through that rod. No, Miduki. Hope you saw that. But you know, before I was checking the blade through that rod, but that's actually wrong. I think you're supposed to check it through the arm instead, because there is quite a bit of play there. Oh, by the way, yeah, the brake stays on. I'm not sure how hard, but it appears that the brake on this wheel stays on. None of the other wheels have this issue, but I'm guessing it's because of that broken spring. And that's probably some type of a retractor spring that is supposed to pull the brake pads apart again, but no, it's broken, so it's not working. But anyway, you're supposed to check the blade through this arm instead. You know, if you check the blade through that, then you're just gonna set it up wrong. Now we have to dismount this wheel in the future, because we can't ignore that problem if the brake stays on like that. I don't think it stays on like really hard, because well, I still roll forward, and if the brake was just constantly on, then it wouldn't allow that. So I'm guessing it's like a little bit on, but not very hard. But in order to fix that issue, yeah, the wheel has to come off, and then you can access the area to replace the spring or rebuild what needs to be rebuilt in there. It's a tricky job, because you know, getting these giant wheel nuts properly undone is not gonna be very easy. Plus, you need like a bobcat or something to take the wheel away. Sounds like a really cool video, right? Wowzers. Asjad olid üleval, vaata, muidu oleks selle raua minema lükanud siin.
No ma arvan, et tollega oleks siis pekis olnud, tahaks selle ära.
Läheb lihtsalt mustaks.
Ei no aga mõtlen, et kui see oleks praegu siin allpool olnud, see oleks selle kõik lükanud kõveraks.
Näitab perse.
Ma räägin, et see shift tuleb korda teha.
Ei no ma ise unustasin ta siis.
Nojah. Upsis. Let's see some more traffic here. Now we're clear.
4 või?
6 kuskil, ütleme kuskil selle vahepeal. Norm.
4 on nagu madal.
4 on nagu miinimum, ütleme niimoodi. 5-6 on paras.
Neutraali peal ta pidurdab käigukastiga ka tegelikult päris hästi.
Jumal hea ju. Mis temperatuuri sa vaadata tahad?
Vaataks B-särgi ja siis pidureid. Kuskil 30. Ma vaatan teiselt poolt ka. 42.
Soe jookseb peale ikkagi.
No natuke soe on jah, aga mitte väga hull.
No hullem olla. pedaali peal näppima, ükskord veel sinnapoole. With the air pressure, it just kind of keeps going, and I think the release valve is stuck somewhere. I'm not even sure where that is located, honestly. But it's just kind of venting the air system so something doesn't explode. There is something going on with the speed selector. Basically, as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 gear. Well, speeds. These are speeds. First two are neutral. I don't know what the difference between the two are. Maybe you know, but first works, second works, third works. But if you switch to the fourth speed, then everything stops. It's like the gear is not there. I don't know. Kind of weird. Something's up with the gearbox.
yeah, the fourth speed, guys. It's like it's not there. I'm not really sure what's going on. When you maybe there is just some problems with the gear shifter, you know. But that's something we need to investigate in the future.
That side is a bit hot.
How much?
Almost 50 degrees Celsius.
No.
This one is 30 degrees. This is ambient. So that's fine.
And without the thermostat, it's not gonna really go over 50 anyway. But I don't know about the gear issue. It's not like I really need that fourth speed anyway, but it would be cool to have that in working condition. But that's probably need to dive into the gearbox to fix that issue, most likely. Not sure at the moment.
Well, the brakes work, but some fine-tuning is needed. Nothing more. Right now, it's taking faster leap, so we know what else needs to be done. Let's see. No one on the road. Somebody gotta be the foreman here as well. Man, there's some likely curse words involved in this one, but definitely a fun machine. Nothing much. I think, yeah. Ase veel natuke. Ase veel veits. Aitab, aitab.
Wow. What? How is this thing even rolling, man? I don't understand that.
But it's still rolling.
It's still rolling, yeah. What was spilling?
I would say from the top one came coolant out, but I think that's only the overflow. Might be hot.
No, I think it's like 50 something. 45.
Ah,
No.
that's normal.
No,
I think
50,
it's just the overflow started to go.
51. No, I think that's normal.
Yeah.
You can quickly check the inside.
No, I think that's normal, considering there's no thermostat in it.
44.
44. 21. 20. Let's see, that's a good guy. Oh, that's 35. Now, that actually it came down. It was 50.
Maybe it started working.
Yeah, because the S-cam's rusty. Well, things to stick.
What do I have to add? Yeah, I kind of explained the gear situation inside the cab, but I'm gonna go over it quickly again. So we got the handbrake there. This is the speed selector. This goes all the way back there. This is the main gear. Two forward, two speeds forward, one back. That one over there. This is the, kuidas on inglise keeles kiirendi?
Accelerator.
Accelerator gear, lever.
Yes, kiirendi on accelerator.
Yep.
Or it's just goes high gears.
So basically, if it's back there, it's the slowest. Then we have somewhere in the middle. Well, I think there's like 3 different options for there. And this is the, I haven't tested this out yet, but this is supposed to be the front drive lock. Front differential.
Yes, front differential is engaged.
Yep, that one.
Yes.
So that's all the gears. That one is the hydraulics on the rear. And the issue right now is, as I noticed before, so first I choose the main gear, and then I choose one of these. I usually start at 1. So first one works fine, also get some really nice pressures. Second one is lower pressure but still works. Third one is even lower pressure but still works. But fourth one is missing. The moment I put on the 4th speed, which is at the very end, everything just kind of stops. It's like the gear is not there. If I put it back slightly, then the dirt speed will engage. So the 4th speed is just not working on this gearbox. I tried several different speed variations with the accelerator, different gear, main gear, and nothing seems to work. The 4th speed in the gearbox seems to be not functional at all, because even the pressure just kind of drops to 0 the moment I choose the 4th speed. So that's either, well, I don't think this is the issue with the lever itself. The lever seems to function, it has all the spots there. Maybe it is, but I'm not really sure. I think rather the problem is inside the gearbox somewhere. Now, is it a important issue right now? Because I don't think I really need the 4th speed anyway. That's like for highway use, I think.
That's for highway use. I don't think you have any highways here. 4th gear.
No highways here, man.
I would say the most issue, in my opinion, is that gear selector where basically you put reverse or forward, and that one's just so slopped out. That should be, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. The gear levers themselves, the play needs to be basically.
The other thing I would do is make some different, speed transmission decals. So basically, readable ones, not these ones.
Yeah.
It's
well, actually, if you kind of look at the pictures, you can even understand what this.
Basically, all you have to do is put H and L at certain points, and then you know which one is which.
Yeah.
I've done that with them.
Now, the other issue we noticed right now is the air pressure just kind of maxes out at 10 and just keeps going. So that means the release valve or the release plug is not functioning on this thing.
I don't think even those. There's actually 2 valves on both sides on this air tanks that should purge. None of them.
No, I opened those valves up. I think they're just standard valves, so you can drain water out of them. I didn't see any.
Oh yeah, there's some gunk coming out.
No, I drained the water out. The water was like halfway.
Look at this.
And there's a bit of oil in there now.
That's coming from the compressor.
Yeah, the compressor is lubricated with the engine oil.
Yeah, and if there's compressor oil inside these tanks, that means that the compressor rings are seized up slightly. I don't think they're bad. I think they're rather seized up from sitting all this year.
I personally think the release valve is up front. This little thing over here, it's tied up to the air system, but I'm not really sure how it. Maybe Steve knows how this is supposed to function.
Well, it actually should purge itself automatically, but I think this guy over here, she's definitely seized. So basically, what I would do is take this entire assembly onto the workbench and see what's stuck in there, or just replace it with a modern equivalent. That's even easier.
Kinkmobile, look at that. Where's the sound? Next up, I'm gonna actually work on the exhaust. I'm gonna probably take these things apart completely and replace all the gaskets and repair all the leaks, basically. It's gonna be a fun project.
Yeah, cast iron.
I'm not gonna remove the wheels as of right now to fix the stuck rear brakes. I think they're gonna actually work themselves out.
Yeah, I mean it calmed down. I mean the temperature went down. So
temperature went down.
I think the main issue is this thing doesn't get enough moving. Things just start going out. But
oh, and also we have to mention that thing when I was trying out the faster gears, then it felt like the gearbox is gonna explode. There's just so much weird noises coming from that thing.
Yeah. It was like there's two gears going inside at the same time.
It's like you when you throw a engine block into a shredder. Those types of sounds. Very weird.
But on the positive side, the thing moves and it's getting better with each new video. So I would say progress.
Brakes.
Well done.
Brakes is important, man.
I mean, I wouldn't drive this thing without any brakes. I mean, you can brake with the gear, technically.
Yeah, the gearbox actually brakes very well. If you put it in the first neutral, then there's definite braking forces coming from the gearbox. So the gearbox brakes itself very well.
And I did look at that. I had a bit of a, worry that somebody had, taken the oil cooler out for the transmission, but no, they didn't. There's some bad people that just, instead of fixing the oil cooler, they just bypass it. But once that oil...
The oil cooler is actually very small.
Yeah, very small oil cooler for the transmission.
It's about this wide.
Yeah.
Can't really see it through the film.
But it's actually needed for this machine.
Super
So
small.
Without it, it will overheat.
But guys, I think that's about it for this video. I know it kind of ended up being a very long video, but apparently you guys don't mind that, so I guess it's okay. Got the brakes sorted out. Next up, exhaust leaks most likely. And beyond that, who knows? Stuff.
Yeah.
So
I would say the last word.
No.
I think it's getting better. And yep. I think
it's getting better, and yep, those
Yep.
are very good last words.
Yeah, it's getting better, but we have to check out that transfusion problem. That's annoying.
Transfusion? What's that?
Transfusion is basically another word for transmission from another
Ah.
content creator.
Transfusion.
Yes, because some things have automatic gearboxes, so they have transfusions.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow. Smarter every day. Look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna go, guys.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye, Steve.
Bye.
pimp my Kirovets, guys. Some fantastic new yellow in there. Look at that. Haven't seen that body in a while.
Plus I kind of find it funny that he came out the exact moment I was tightening the last bolt.
That has to mean something, right? But guys, before I go and change my underpants again, Steve pointed one thing out.
Now Steve said it's okay to use this thing, although it's wobbling, and this is because from manufacturing this is a defective unit basically, but see that side has been grinded down, so technically it's balanced and we should be fine. So I'm gonna throw this thing back into the machine. I think it's a better option than having that the one with the crack.
Yeah?
Yeah. Bye.